Hey guys, what is going on? It is Chris here, and man, it is almost back. NBA is back, obviously on the 30th, and Fanduel and I think DraftKings, but I know Fanduel for sure. Finally put out their pricing and everything for the first slate. So me being a diehard, I'm gonna do a very early look here at the NBA slate, just to do it. Like I said, it's been almost 4 months. Yeah, definitely desperate for it to be back, and most of you guys are as well. So, yeah, that's what we got going on. As if you guys are a little bit new, I've been doing NBA FanDuel for 6 years now, or somewhere around there. I think, yeah, 6 years. I started when I was 18, so still a young guy. Two-time $100,000 champion, one on FanDuel, one on DraftKings. The recent one, unfortunately, was 2 years ago. Trying to get back to it here. Um, but yeah, like I said, been doing YouTube for NBA for a while as well. So yeah, if you guys need some NBA help, we will be doing it almost every single day here to restart the season. I'm mostly going to be doing FanDuel since obviously that's in my YouTube name, but I also will be doing some DraftKings as well for you. Maybe in a couple days, I will be doing a DraftKings breakdown for the first slate over there for NBA, like I said, in a couple days. So that's what we got going on. One thing we are going to start doing, um, once the restart starts up, we are going to let everybody that just wants to talk some NBA into our NBA Slack page. That's where we have a lot of community members just hang out, talk about NBA and stuff like that. So that is going to be completely free. So if you guys want to get in on that, all you need to do is message me on my Twitter. To get in on that, you don't have to pay for anything. That is going to be absolutely free. So, like I said, like I said, Twitter will be down there in the comment section as normal. Here it is as well. Just message us, say, hey, would like to get in on the NBA Slack page, and would love to have you for sure. And like I said, if you guys do need some NBA lineup advice and help, like I said, I am here. I've been doing this forever. Just message us on there, or even message me on Slack, and we'll help you out. So that is what we got going on there. So would love for you to come hang out, learn some stuff. We got a couple guys in there, in the NBA Slack page that are pretty good at it, at NBA themselves. So that is what we got going on for all of that. Anyway, we're gonna look ahead to the slate for 7:30. So, like I said, this is a very early look at it. 18 days away to be exact. Anything can happen. A couple of these guys could get out, with the sickness and stuff like that. So we'll just have to play it by ear. But this is what we got going on. And also a new thing. It looks like this year FanDuel, for the remainder of this season, is going to have late swap, just because of anything can happen with what is going on in the world right now. So that's a plus for sure. Some people don't like it, but I love it because I got screwed over so many times with FanDuel not having late swaps. So that is definitely a good plus here. So yeah, let's get into it. Like I said, it's been a while, but this is my early look at FanDuel for NBA. So we have Utah taking on New Orleans. No total, obviously, because it's 18 days out, but probably around a 224, 225, 226. And I say Utah probably by about a 3 or 4 spread. I think Pelicans, they're honestly determined, man. They're out of the playoff spot. They got 8 games to do it, and they're gonna have to, go on all cylinders to get this done. And I think they definitely can. So looking at it here, the usual lineups. I mean, most of you guys will know, but we'll go over it. Lonzo Ball. There's not a lot of point guards out there this slate. Really not. It's basically Ball and Mike Conley if you're going straight up in cash games. If you're going to GPP, I mean, we'll talk about it. Maybe Beverly and Rondo, but I don't know how much upside they have, but for sure, your two cash game plays is going to be Ball and Mike Conley. Ball should get you around 33, 35. Then Conley, depending on what Conley we're going to get, he was doing pretty good to finish out the year for the most part. Pretty solid guy. Usage rate is pretty good. If you guys are new, usage rate is pretty big. You want a guy to get you around 20, 25% usage rate. And the big boys, they get around 28 to 30, 35%, even higher with James Harden. So that's what we got going on. Those are the two main guys for there. Drew Holiday and Mitchell. I do like both of them. I think Holiday is the safer play for sure, since he's still a pretty good obvious play, very consistent for the most part. Has a couple down games, but if you can get Holiday, I would rather have Holiday than Mitchell. But if you can't afford him, Mitchell is probably the way to go. Looks like Mitchell and Rudy are still obviously Mitchell's a little ticked off with what happened with Rudy, but they're gonna start playing basketball again. I've always been with Mitchell here just because he's always screwed me over every time I pick him. But for the most part, this is a fast-paced game. Pelicans aren't that great at defense, so hopefully Mitchell does go off. I do expect him to very, very chalky. Next, we got Josh Hart. I don't know how his minutes are going to be. Every time he doesn't start, he usually sucks for the most part, and he's playing Utah. I don't know who's going to be defending him since Bojan is out. Joe Ingles will probably be starting, but I think Hart is worth a look in a deep GPP only. Like I said, there's only 2 games, so you're going to have to put a couple of these guys in there if you're going to max enter in some of these tournaments. But if you're going cash game, I don't think he's really a good option. Looking at Clarkson, I do like him. As we mentioned, Bogdanovich is going to be out, so Joe Ingles is going to be starting. That doesn't really affect Clarkson's usage rate at all because Joe Ingles doesn't really have a high usage, but gives him the ball a little bit more. Ingles is more of like a point guard, small forward. Ingles did handle the ball quite a bit, so it's going to give Clarkson a little bit more time to handle the ball and maybe get a couple more shots. But usage rate's pretty good for a guy coming off the bench. Going to get you 25 to 30 minutes here. He's not bad. He definitely can suck for sure. I personally like Reddick a little bit more than Clarkson. As you see here, he lost 10 pounds, trying to get back to a younger, fitter the Reddick that we've seen in the past. And then also he was kind of hurting a little bit to end the season, was having a couple pains and stuff like that. But with a 3.5 months of layoffs, hopefully Reddick can get back to being Reddick. Like I said, it should be a fast paced game, and when Reddick's on, his usage rate's pretty solid out there. So, Reddick looks pretty pumped. Saw a couple interviews with him, so I personally probably gonna go Reddick over Clarkson, but still, I probably put Clarkson in a couple of your lineups for sure. Moving on, we got Ingram and Joe Ingles. Ingram kind of sucked for the most part to end the year. Had a couple good ones, but still, he's going to play massive minutes for the most part. We'll have to see how they start the restart here. If they're going to play these guys straight 35, 40 minutes, I feel like they should, just because they only have 8 games for the most part to to get going. Maybe the Lakers and the Bucks, the guys that already have it mostly locked in. They might ease their guys back into it, or maybe play them a couple and then rest them a couple. I'm not sure exactly, but the guys that are desperate for positioning and trying to get into the playoffs, like the New Orleans Pelicans, I think they're going to push their guys pretty good. So Ingram, it just depends. Is he going to have a good one or a bad one here? Like I said, I mean, I think he's worth a look on a 2-game slate for sure. Joe Ingles, this guy screws me over so many times, but he's always a little bit better when he starts, but still, Joe Ingles is Joe Ingles. He can either get you 9 or get you 35. Just depends on who shows up. Zion is way too cheap. He'll be at least 80 to 90% owned. Royce O'Neal should be in the starting lineup with Bogdanovich being out. And this guy's pretty solid, kind of a scrappy guy. Doesn't really do much usage-wise, but he's an all-around player. Gets your steals, rebounds, and, a couple assists in there. So 24-25, he'll be very popular as well. And then Rudy, I think Rudy could be a wild card. I think his ownership goes really low owned, just because I don't think anyone has the money or slash wants to pay 8,200 for him, just because his usage sucks. But who knows? Rudy is Rudy. He can go off once in a while. Favors is okay. Another guy, I don't know how his minutes are going to be, but he can go off sometimes. But he is facing Utah, so they are a pretty good team defensively, obviously, with Rudy. So that's what we got going on there. Moved on to the Lakers and the Clippers in this one. You got Patrick Beverly. This guy's been obviously this is a long time ago, but I mean, look at this. This is just absolutely terrible. Usage rate ain't there. The dude's just all over the place. Minutes aren't really there, obviously, with Jackson getting a couple minutes there. So I don't really want to mess with him too much. Rondo's interesting to me. Bradley is out, as we know. Are they going to straight up give J.R. Smith 25, 30 minutes right off the start, or are they going to let Rondo, get out there and play a little bit more? I'm not sure. I mean, I expect him to play Smith quite a bit, so it's hard to tell what's going on with Rondo. I think Rondo could be worth a look in just a random GPP if that's the way you want to go. Paul George, I had high hopes at him, but also he said he's feeling himself again. I think was that a while back? No, that was July 10th. But like I said, I don't know how many minutes he's going to play just because, like I said, Clippers already have mostly everything locked up. So are they going to play him, 25, 30 minutes again just because he is still having a couple issues in 2020, or are they just going to let him go straight at it? I personally think they're only going to let him play 30 minutes here, maybe 35. We'll have to see. I mean, he did play a while back, 37 minutes against the Lakers. Obviously that was a game that they needed. So who knows? Maybe they let George go out here 35 minutes in this one. So I do like Mitchell more, but I definitely can make a case for Paul George for sure in GPPs. Definitely do not mind that. Lou's Lou. I mean, if I feel like George is going to get more minutes, I don't think Lou's going to be too much in my opinion. Danny Green, Smith, not really too into those guys. LeBron's LeBron. I think he's the best play on the slate besides Anthony Davis. But yeah, I personally am gonna go LeBron over AD, but still both of them are pretty good plays. Kawhi Leonard not too bad here. I feel like if Paul George does get a little bit more playing time here, that's gonna bring down Kawhi Leonard's obviously bring down his usage rate. As you see in these games here, Paul George's minutes were about 27 to 30, and Kawhi's usage rate was pretty high. The one game that Paul George played 35 plus minutes, well, Kawhi only had a 24% usage rate. Still, it shot 18, but that's a little concerning for me. So we'll just have to see if Paul George gets his minutes or not. But besides the fact Kawhi's still a half decent play. Then you got Davis with Davis, put him in there for sure. Kyle, I'd rather have Royce O'Neal. And then Montrezl Harrell got him at 32.5. Think he's in a pretty good spot. The dude, his minutes are always iffy, but usually he's pretty good with the minutes he's given. And if you guys want a crazy GPP play, Zubat for sure, as we know, he's just one of those guys who's either going to score you 12 or going to go off for 25 or 30. So that's what we got going on. Like I said, that is an early look at it, but I guess I'll go give you guys a couple plays. It's way early to be doing it, but I'll just go put in a couple here. We got those guys here. Go put in maybe a little bit of Reddick here. Says he's out, but the dude should be playing in 18 days. We got LeBron in here, and then go Harrell. That's probably what I'm looking at as my core. 6 to 100, you probably go Zion, and then you're gonna have to go a little bit cheaper with a couple of these other guys here for sure. So that's what we got going on. Like I said, a very early look, but I am definitely stoked about it. So that's why I did a video. Like I said, if you guys are new and you guys just want to talk NBA, we do have a NBA Slack page for that, completely free. All you need to do is message me on my Twitter and say, hey, would love to get into Slack. And all you have to do is give me your email that you signed up with Slack, and we'll get you in there right away. And like I said, good place to talk and discuss lineups and stuff like that. So, like I said, we have over 400 or 500 members in there, so a lot of people in there for you guys to talk to. So, like I said, just hit us up on our Twitter, and we'll get you all set up on that. So, yeah, hopefully you guys are excited as I am for NBA. Definitely excited for it to be back. Like I said, maybe in a couple days I will be doing a DraftKings breakdown for the first slate of the season. Obviously, when we get a lot closer to the start of the NBA season again, I will definitely give you guys a probably a new video if anything has changed, and probably just get a new one just to get it up there. So, all right, guys, that is it. If you guys are ready for the NBA season to be back, like that video, do appreciate it. And if you guys are new, hit that sub button. We will be doing a ton of NBA videos. All right, guys, I'll talk to you guys a little bit later. Stay safe.